Ryan Costello informed the speech. The King of Swing, George Herman Ruth Jr. After hearing my speech, the audience will know the history of George Babe Herman Ruth. Throughout the history of Major League Baseball, there has never been a baseball player, other than Jackie Robinson, make as much of an impact as Babe Ruth did in the sport of baseball and the country of the United States itself. If I were to ask you who the greatest baseball player of all time is, or ask you to tell me who the most popular baseball player to ever play the game is, who would you say? More than likely, your answer would be the great Babe Ruth. Ruth has been named by many polls and rankings to be the best baseball player of all time, including the article Who's the Greatest of All Time. Babe Ruth is known for making baseball what it is today. Ruth made the game of baseball extremely popular in the early 20s, and to this day it is one of the most popular sports in the world. Ruth was a larger-than-life figure in the early 20s. With his amazing power and home run hitting ability, he excited fans across the country. Ruth is ranked number 1 on the list of baseball's 100 greatest players by the Sporting News. Now let's start with a little history of Ruth's childhood and life before professional baseball. George Herman Ruth Jr. was born to Kate Schamberger Ruth and George Herman Ruth Sr. Ruth was born on February 6, 1895. He was born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland, in a poor waterfront neighborhood. Ruth had a very tough childhood, being only one of 2 children out of his 8 siblings to survive infancy. This is told in the biography Babe Ruth. Ruth was a troublemaking child, resulting in his parents sending him to St. Mary's Industrial School for Boys, a Catholic reformatory. Ruth spent his next 12 years here at the reformatory, where he was introduced to baseball by his Catholic brother Matthias. Ruth prospered at the game of baseball, showing great power at the plate and an amazing sense for pitching. Jack Dunn, the owner of the Baltimore Orioles, a minor league team for the Boston Red Sox at the time, was very intrigued by Ruth's skill set. Because of Dunn's interest in Ruth, Dunn decided to sign Ruth to a contract at the age of 19. At this time, only a legal guardian could sign the contract, resulting in Dunn becoming Ruth's legal guardian. Dunn becoming Ruth's legal guardian resulted in Ruth's teammates calling Babe Dunn's new Babe, which evolved into the most famous nickname in the history of sports, Babe. We learned this in the Babe Ruth story. Ruth played for the minor league team for only a short period of time before getting called up to the majors to pitch for the Boston Red Sox. Now that you know a little bit about Ruth before his professional playing days, let's discuss his professional baseball career that makes him one of, if not the greatest baseball player to ever live. Although when most people think of Babe Ruth, they think of his amazing power at the plate, his baseball career began on the other side of the ball, on the mound pitching. Not many people realize that he pitched in his first 5 years in the big leagues for the Boston Red Sox. Ruth was a very valuable part of these Red Sox, leading them to 3 championships over the next 5 seasons. Ruth was dominant on the mound, but in his short amount of at-bats at the plate, his power showed a great deal. Ruth had a phenomenal career ERA of only 2.28, an amazing record of 94 wins and only 46 losses. Many of Ruth's teammates noticed his ability at the plate and suggested that he should be in the everyday lineup as a starter. Ruth began his transition to becoming an everyday player, but he continued pitching as well in his last season and 5th season in Boston as it wound down. The off-season of the 1919 season proved to be one of the most important off-seasons in the history of baseball for the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. The Red Sox owner, Harry Frazee, was facing many financial hardships, which resulted in the selling of the phenom Babe Ruth for an impressive $100,000. From here on out, the New York Yankees were the dominating team of professional baseball, led by the new slugger Babe Ruth. Ruth finished his transition into the outfield and began his record-breaking career there. Ruth was the most dominant player of his era. He racked up record-breaking numbers every single year, hitting home run after home run. In 1920, Ruth racked up an amazing number of 54 home runs, an almost unknown amount in this time period. He also had an amazing ability to hit for average as well as power, which was very rare in this time period. Ruth helped lead the Yankees to win 4 World Series over the course of his career. Ruth continued shattering records for the next 10 years in a Yankee uniform, and the stadium was even known as the house that Ruth built. Ruth finished his phenomenal career with a batting average of .342, which still stands as one of the best lifetime averages for a player. 714 home runs, a record that wasn't broken until 1974, 2,217 career RBIs, and not to mention his pitching statistics that were just as good, if not more impressive. Now that you know a little about Ruth's playing days and the reason why he's regarded as one of the best players, if not the best player to ever live, let's discuss a little about his legacy and what he did for the game. Ruth was one of the first 5 players inducted into the Hall of Fame. Being inducted to the Hall of Fame is easily the most important accomplishment of any sporting career, and without a doubt the toughest. Ruth changed baseball forever. He also changed and influenced many Americans by picking up that bat and glove. Ruth's outgoing and reckless lifestyle made him one of the greatest personalities sports has ever seen. Ruth changed the game phenomenally and helped make baseball what it is today. Ruth passed away on August 16, 1948, and without a doubt, he was one of the greatest athletes in the history of sports.